Good morning. It is Thursday. No, it's Wednesday. And getting ahead of myself. I am on the way to the church. I'm debating whether I need to go pick up a RF amplifier for the coax system. I'm not convinced that not having enough decibel level is the problem. I'm thinking maybe it might be the opposite. So I'm going to play around with that today, but first and foremost are the final TVs, the final two TVs, and the final four cameras. So I've got to make some stops on the way. Actually, just one stop. I need to stop at Home Depot. I need to get some smaller concrete screws, because the smallest I have right now are 1/4 inch, and those aren't going to fit through the holes for the camera bracket, so I need to get something a little bit smaller. And then I also need to get another I need to get another wall mount for the TVs. I'm going to check my order history on the way over. I forgot to do that last night. Because if I ordered the correct number, then the other bracket should be floating around somewhere. But if I didn't, obviously I need to make up that difference. So that's what I'm going to be working on today. Once that's done, then I'm going to be working on the coax system and the security camera system. And then after that, I'm just going to dress those cables that are stubbing in from the 3-inch conduit, button up the booth, pack up my tools, run a few vacuums, and if somebody drops by to do some training, I think Christopher said he was going to be back later today. He was starting to fall asleep last night. He works a pretty tough schedule, so anyway, and then we'll be done. Pretty amazing feeling. Alright guys, so we're at the church and I'm headed up to the upper right projection room, because that's where I'm going to start today. And Sereno has gotten me a ladder, which is great. So we're going to be starting up there with that TV and that shelf. Let's get her done. Alright, got the TVs and the shelves up. That's it. No more TVs, we're done. So, still have some configuration stuff to do with them, but there it is. That one's a little, canted, so I'll take care of it when I'm in here, making sure that it's getting signal. So right now, I'm going to go to lunch with Devin and Renee. They've invited me out again, so I'm going to go hit CC's. And then before I come back, I'll go back to Home Depot. But this time I'll have one of those security cameras with me, because I have to get concrete anchors for the cameras up there. And the ones that I have right now are like 1/4 inch. They're way too big for the holes that I have on the mounting brackets. And I'll show you what those look like. So these are the cameras, and you can see that those holes are much smaller than 1/4 inch. So when you're going into, well, in this case brick, you have to drill it, and I may need to get some concrete anchors, like drywall anchors, those little plastic pieces that are toggle bolts or something like that. But I'm hoping that they make just straight screws that will go in, and they create the threads as they go in. That's kind of how we mounted that platform there for that camera. And then the screen. With the screen, we actually put a 2x4. We put a 2x4, come on, focus, across there, and then we screwed with regular wood screws the mounting brackets into the 2x4, and then we hung the screen on the mounting brackets. So Anyway, we will see what lunch holds. All right, so we are done. I keep saying we. I get called on that too. I am done with lunch with Devin and Renee, and I think they'll probably be stopping by the church later. So we'll let them say a few words when they stop by. And actually, there is a Lowe's here in the same shopping plaza as Cece's. So I'm actually going to stop there instead of taking more time to go to Home Depot. So again, what I'm looking for are some concrete screws, or masonry screws, I should say, that are going to fit. They're going to be small enough for the mounting bracket for those cameras. If I can't find what I'm looking for, I'll get the smallest I can, and I'll just have to drill out the holes so they're big enough. So anyway, that's what I am working on right now. And Christopher, again, the head of the video department at the church, is actually going to be heading over to complete his training later this afternoon as well. So my goal is to get the 4 cameras up and get that done before he arrives, and then it's just configuration stuff. So I'm really excited about that. There's a little more ladder work to do, but after that, it's just sitting at a computer and managing stuff remote, or not remotely, but with a keyboard and a mouse. So we will see you back at the church. Hey guys, it's 7:45 in the evening, and I'm pretty much done in the sanctuary for right now, simply because the Spanish church is having a service in there. So I decided that I'm going to come into the office and see what I can get done with these security cameras. So that's what I'm going to do. Got all the TVs up. I still have 2 cameras to put up, but that's fairly simple. But the main issue is I need to get the security camera system accessible from from a smartphone off-site, because that was a specific requirement for the system. So I'm going to be working on that, seeing if I can't get more of these no link boxes working, because I only have 2 other cameras to put up, and I've got 4 cables down here, but I would imagine that these things would auto update if they have a valid connection. So I may have to do some re-terminating of cables or something. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. Sorry I haven't been more active, but I've been pretty busy. So we will catch you later. It is just after 11. But check this out. We have not only, let's see if I do that. Aha, there we go. A beautiful image. But if I turn up the sound, we have good sound. So that is a good thing. I'll turn it down a little bit more. The unfortunate thing is that I am unable to get less than about a half second, maybe quarter. It's somewhere between 200 and 500 milliseconds of delay. That is unfortunately more than they will probably like. However, it is a lot less than what they had, because what they were doing, they were live streaming, taking the feed out of a computer that was pulling and watching or pulling down the live stream in the workroom, running it over. And if you know anything about live streaming, you know that when you start feeding it into a computer, or actually just live streaming in general, the issue is that the longer the program goes, the more delay is added because it's constantly encoding that information. So it's not perfect, but it is a far sight better than what they had. So I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, this image is ridiculous. I mean, look at this thing. It's amazing. It's clean, and it works, and we're happy about it. Oh, there we go. I was like, why isn't the sound working? It's crazy. All right, so I'm just going through every room, every TV, making sure that it has audio, because it pays to be thorough, especially when this is my last night and I do not want to leave them in a lurch, like I kind of did last time. So it's a huge weekend this weekend. These TVs have to work, so I have to make sure that they work. I'm missing a remote. Oh, there it is. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I kind of gave up on the cameras for right now because I effectively can't really do anything with them until I get that administrator password so that I can actually go in and assign, well, not assign, but I can actually configure it. So I am going to attempt to find out why some of my cameras are not coming up. So I will probably have to re-terminate some lines, some connectors, in order to track that down. So it's going to be a very late night for me, but I will sleep better knowing that it's done. So the other thing with the security cameras is that, yes, it would be nice to get them all working, but in terms of priority between the cameras and the TVs have to take priority. So that's where we're at. I'll update you at the wrap-up. Well, guys, it is 2 in the morning. I'm done for the night. Still have a couple things to do. But in terms of audio, video, lighting, and projection, it's over. It's done. Finito. It's been 30 days, depending on how you count. I'm tired. I am tuckered out. It has been a very difficult project. And there have been many times when I've had to fight back some emotion, fight back tears, fight back frustration, fight back anger. But as I reflect, I leave this job, I think, stronger, more knowledgeable, more educated in many ways. I grew a lot on this project, and I learned a lot. And I hope you did too. Now, as far as recapping the day, all the TVs are working. We showed you that, both audio and video. We had a minor issue with the rear projector back there. We couldn't get it to respond to the remote, so I had to go and search the breaker and flip the breaker, left it off for a few minutes, and then I flipped it back on, and it locked right back in. So I marked that breaker in case it happens again. Still am having some issues with the security camera system. Hopefully that can get resolved tomorrow. It depends how quickly the manufacturer gets back to their customers. And I may call them as well. Adjust the cables coming out of the stubs. I still need to do a couple things on the iMac before I totally shut down for the night. And Devin and Renee are going to stop by and chat a little bit. But I'm curious, those of you who have followed this series of videos from day one, I'm curious what you think. I'm curious maybe what you learned, maybe some critique. Please make it constructive. How can I do a better job of creating this content for you? What is it that you want to know about? What is it that you want to see in terms of the upgrade process or how we do what we do? So leave a comment, or you can send me a private message. That's fine. But I'd like to hear from you. I'd like to know how this channel can, better serve what you're looking for. So if you could do that, that'd be great. For now, I'm going to finish wrapping up, and then I'm going to go get some sleep. I haven't calculated how long this day has been, but I would say somewhere north of 16 hours. So certainly not the longest day that we've pulled on this job, but certainly not a habit that I want to get into. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your encouragement, your support, any prayers that you have thrown up on our behalf, and God bless.